Hey guys, it's Jimmy coming back at you from the garage. I know it's been a little while since I made a YouTube video. Got a lot of cars coming through, and with the holidays coming up, I wanted to make sure to get those cars out because it's what people wanted for Christmas, and I wanted to make sure to make them happy. So now I want to take the time to explain 53, 54 turn signals in particular, and how to wire them. This can apply for any other kind of car. Older car, obviously when I refer to turn switches, I mean the turn signal, it's going to refer to where to find it, like on a 53, 54, but it can apply to your car as well. You just got to find it and kind of make some changes. But this is going to explain the schematic in detail, I hope. Also guys, before we get into it, remember to like, share, and subscribe. It helps me, it goes a long way. Also, I'm going to be posting links to my Venmo and PayPal, so if the information you like I give you helps you, you want to buy me a beer, go ahead, send a donation, and yeah, the garage always needs beer in the ice chest. So here we go. Alright guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is replace the switch. So in replacing the switch, you're going to want to take this cap off to pull the nut off. I don't have a nut on this one because I pre-did it. So we're going to take this off. If it's tight, if it's wedged on, make sure you use a steering wheel puller to get it off. Make sure you use the appropriate tool because you can damage your steering wheel. The next thing you're going to want to do is to take this off. Just screws out, and you might have a jam nut on it. So loosen it up. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this screw off, okay? And then you're going to want to pull these pins back. Try to get it here. Pull these pins back so they let go, and then you can pop it over that and pull this piece out. The switch will be located down in there. You see that little brass piece down inside? That will be your switch. The wires will run down inside through there. Now to run the wires all the way down the column, what I do is I cut the tips off. And in cutting the tips, that lets me tape them tighter together. Once I do that, to that I'll tape a piece of wire, a pretty stiff wire that'll hold the shape, or a piece of hanger or something, and I'll slide it down through here so it comes out the bottom here. Then what'll happen is that then I can play with that one wire, grab that one wire, and then pull the rest through so it'll all slide in. It's actually not that difficult. There's more room than what you think, but it's easier to find the one wire, pull it out so it comes in, mount it. There'll be 2 screws on the switch. Put all this back together. Alright guys, now that we have all our wires ran, we're going to be dealing with these wires down at the bottom. We're going to have a white, a yellow, a light blue, a dark blue, a purple, and a pink. The first wire we're going to talk about is going to be the white wire. The white wire is going to be your brake switch. Which is here. White. Okay. That white wire coming out is going to go to one side of the terminal of the brake switch. The other side of the terminal of the brake switch is going to be a constant hot on a 20 amp fuse. I'll post a picture of where the brake switch is located. The brake switch is going to be located behind the driver's side tire. Okay, up against the firewall, you're going to see a panel. It's going to have about 2 screws on the top, 2 on the side, 2 on the bottom, 6 screws total. You're going to want to remove that. Further in towards the center of the car along the firewall, you're going to see the brake switch. Actually, on the other side too, you're going to see your high beam switch. So that's going to give you access to the high beam switch if you want to check that out. But right now I'm talking about the brake switch in a 5354. That's where you're going to find it, mounted up against the firewall along the pedal. It's a lever that pushes in and out with the pedal. Any other car, if you're trying to use this for any other car, you might have to look up where your brake switch is in particular, but it's going to be the same concept. One side of it is going to go into your turn signal switch. The other side should be a constant hot. For your particular car, it may be a switched hot, so you might want to turn on the key and make sure that it doesn't turn on. But in a modern day wiring, you want that constant because you want to be able to push the brake pedal when the car's off. To let people know you're pushing on the brake, because you know you might be pushing your car around. These old cars break down. It happens. You want to let people know you're pushing on that brake. Alright guys, the next wire we're going to talk about is going to be the yellow wire coming out of the turn switch harness. The yellow wire is going to be your flasher wire. Which is going to be here. This is the yellow wire. Okay. Now the way the yellow wire works is you're going to have you're going to want to get a two-prong, a two-terminal flasher, which looks like this. One of these guys. 2 prongs. One's labeled L, the other's labeled X. The L terminal will get attached to that yellow wire. The X terminal will be attached to the 20 amp fuse switched hot. I'll post a close-up picture of the terminals themselves so you can get a better view of this. The reason why you want it switched, not constant, is because you don't want to accidentally leave your turn signals on. So you're cleaning your car, you hit it, it's going to come on and kill your battery. The turn signal should only really be used when the car's on, unlike the brake, because the brake you always want to know people, you always want to let people know you're pushing. So that means you have to physically hit a brake switch, or the car has to be physically on. If you put this at a constant, there's a chance that you can automatically flip the switch and your turn signal will stay blinking, you know, for days until the battery dies, possibly melting your light housing, damaging the bulb, because those bulbs are heated. They produce a lot of heat. Again, if you're using the easy wire harness, you're just going to hook it up to the wire that says flasher, the 20 amp fuse, and it'll already be pre-wired properly. This is in case you're just kind of working on this individual circuit yourself and you want to know in detail what goes where if you're not using a new wire harness. The next wire we're going to talk about is going to be the light blue and kind of the dark blue together, but right now we'll start with the light blue. The light blue is going to be your left front, LF, turn signal. So right here, light blue. This light blue wire is going to come down and attach to one of the posts, well, let me go back and explain something a little bit. I'm going to post a picture of a light bulb here. We have the dual element light bulbs. Pretty much it's the bulb that has a socket with 2 tips on it. If you look at the bulb itself, it has dual elements. It's what we call it. It's almost 2 light bulbs in one. One will look a little taller, one will look a little shorter in the bulb. I'll post a picture, I'll try to find a good clear picture of it. The tall one will be brighter than the shorter one. It's the element of the coil, the metal. One just naturally looks brighter than the other one, even though it's the same voltage. You want to make sure to hook up the brighter one, the taller one, to the turn signal. Because what you want is you want your parking light on, and then you want the turn signal to flash brighter. Okay, that's where a lot of mistakes happen. Like a lot of guys call me asking me, hey man, like how come, you know, it doesn't look as bright? Because if you do it the other way, if you hook up the turn signal switch to the dimmer one and the running lights on the brighter one, you're not going to notice it blinking because it's not bright enough to overpower. So make sure you find the right terminal to hook it up to. So if you follow the light blue comes down all the way in, and it's going to go to the taller one. Here is one of the posts. Okay, your parking light switch, parking light's going to come, and that's just your running light, your parking light. It's going to come over and it's going to attach to the lower one here. Okay, so this is going to be your parking light, this is going to be your turn signal. This side I just put to represent the grounding side of the housing of the bulb. But here's your two terminals. Okay, one is going to be the lower, one's going to be the higher. The higher one is going to be the light blue. The lower one is going to be to park to your light switch. And that's going to be a hot as well. So when you turn on your parking lights, your running lights, that's where that comes from. One post. The other post will go to the light blue to flash brighter. This is for the left front. The same thing is going to go into the dark blue. The dark blue is going to be the right front. Follow the same thing. The dark blue will come across, go into the taller post in the bulb. You will see it. Hook up a battery to it. You're going to see one is brighter than the other one. Same thing, right front. You know, this is going to represent the grounding side of the socket. There's your two posts. One post is going to your light switch for parking, running. The other post is your turn signal. Make sure it hooks up to the brighter side of the bulb. Alright guys, the next wire is going to be the purple and the pink is what we're going to talk about. The only thing left we got is going to be the rears. So the purple is going to be the right rear. So we got right, rear, turn, / stop. Okay. We got purple here. What the purple wire is going to do is kind of the same thing it does up here, but it's going to be a little different. The purple wire is going to run, and it's going to be the same way in the sense that it's going to go to the brighter side of the double posted light. So again, here's one post, here's two posts on the bottom. Again, I'm going to post a picture down below so you can see the bulb I'm talking about and the dual elements I'm talking about. Again, the shorter element will be for your parking running lights from your light switch, the same thing. The brighter one, the taller one, will hook up to the purple. Now, the reason why there's a big difference between the fronts and the rears is that while the fronts blink with the turn signal, the rears blink with the turn signal as well as they react to you pushing the brake. So this bulb, the brighter side of the dual element bulb, does a double duty. It will light when you push the brake, it will last, and it will actually blink when you hit the turn signal. So that wire does a double duty that the front ones don't need to do. For the left rear, it's the last wire. We got rear, left, turn, / stop, which is going to be here, the pink. And that's going to do the same thing. That pink wire is going to go into the taller post and the dual post in the bulb, the brighter side. The lower one, the dimmer side, will go to your light park switch. So if you follow that, it goes, jumps, tees off to here, goes to that one, jumps, goes to that one. So this one wire will go to all four bulbs. The left rear, the right rear, left front, right front, the turn / brakes will all have their individual wire that it runs to. Again, the other side of it, there's no need to hook up a wire because this side is a side that's actually grounded out on the housing. Same here, same here, same here. All you're going to worry about is the two terminals in the bottom. Here's your two terminals, two terminals, two terminals, two terminals, two terminals, each one. And this will make it so when you push the brake lights, only these turn on, these won't turn on because you don't want them to. That's the whole diagram. Again, this is specific to a 5354 turn signal switch harness, but this also goes for those universal column mount ones. Brake switch, when you see the wire that says brake switch, it may not be white, it might be another color, but this is pretty much how you want to hook it up. Flasher wire on that same unit, this is how it should be wired. If you have a different car, you can use the same concept, but you know, some colors may be different, but this is a general the general way of what you want to accomplish. Again, 5354, if you buy an aftermarket switch to replace in your column, you're going to have these wires. This is where they go to. White brake switch, yellow flasher, light blue will be the left front turn, dark blue will be the right front turn, purple will be the right rear turn / stop, pink will be the left rear turn / stop. Here's a description. Remember to check your brightness on your bulbs, which one goes to where. That's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, ask it in the comments. Follow me on Facebook. The description will be, my Facebook link will be in the description. Also, like, share, and subscribe. Helps me. It goes a long way. Also, if this information helped you and saved you some money, I do this for a living. So a lot of people think I shoot myself in the foot, but I'm in California. If you're in Ohio, I'm not going to work on your car, but I still want to help. I like sharing the information. If the information I shared to you really helped you and you want to buy me a beer, my Venmo and PayPal will be in the links. shoot me a beer. Just show me your appreciation. And hopefully I'll have another topic for another YouTube video soon. See you guys. Thanks.